enforcement. I thought I saw Chief Armstrong. There she is. Her officers do a great job, as do all the law enforcement around here. They're limited in what they can do by resources, and plus, there's only so many of them. There can only be so many places at one time. We try our best to work with them to try to get the best results we can for victims and the community. And once again, we're trying to control what we can control over here to make our place, our county better. I spoke about being aggressive, and something that I want you guys to know is that we are working with the Association of Different Attorneys to try to get different legislation through the legislature up in Montgomery that will give us more tools in our toolbox to help prosecute criminals and help victims of crime, and also just to help the community, your constituents, everyone throughout the county. So we will be coming before you later on as these proposals start making their way up. We get sponsors for them, and we'll be much more detailed about what we're trying to do, and ask you to ask the residents in your district to please contact your state representatives to take a look at these proposals that we have. For example, there's a lot of things about fentanyl right now. We're trying to make it easier to prosecute people for that. Also, there's some items about sexual offenses and child sexual abuse that we're trying to redraft some of the laws on that. But we have a bigger hammer to hit people with whenever it gets there. And I will update you guys in the future as that's making its way through Montgomery. So hopefully we can get everyone on board, moving in the right direction. And one other thing, and you know, if someone comes before the council, they're going to ask for something. That's just the nature of it. A big problem we've had in the past is people showing up for jury duty. I'm asking you because you're closer with the residents here in Monroeville. You see them every day. You know, I live out in the sticks. We're beating the drum of, if you get a summons, please show up. We can't prosecute somebody if we can't see a jury. The more people we have, the more cases we can do. If we only have 200 people show up, it's hard to see them. It's hard to get a panel going for a jury. We have 400 people to show up. We can see some juries, and we can take care of our other things. So I will ask the council to please, when you're speaking to your constituents, if they receive a jury summons, please come. We'd love to have them there. We need them there. And also, last, I was in this room a month or two ago. There was a neighborhood watch association that's been up and running. Councilwoman, Mayor, thank you for doing things like that. They're very important to the community. They make a big difference. Some of the people that I met that day, now they know who I am. I know who they are, and we can all look out for each other throughout the community. So I was here today to let you guys know we're doing things differently over here. We're being much more aggressive. Also, there are going to be things coming up in the legislature that we're going to need local support for, and I'm going to approach you about that in the future for you to look over it. If it's something that you support, make sure that those who can do something about it are senators and representatives. Make sure they know about it also. And also, thank you too for what you're doing with the neighborhood watch. We hope that grows to where more people throughout the county get involved, and we can all look out for each other. And I'm here to answer any questions that I can if the council has.
I want to invite you to the next neighborhood watch meeting, and that'll be the third
Third Thursday
Thursday of
yes,
this
ma'am.
month.
I gotta
At
get on your text
4:30.
list. I'm gonna get on your text list. I forgot to.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, sir. When you were talking about some of these things with the legislature and
Yes, sir.
coming up, and I'm asking with letters of support of anything like that be appropriate from the council? Or
Yes, sir. Anything that you guys will fix your name to will carry weight. A letter of support, and also just in everyday conversations that you have with our state legislature. But anything official from the council, we would love to have to bring to our representatives to say, hey, our community wants this, our community needs this, and we'd appreciate if you guys would act on it. So anything like that, Mayor, would be
yes,
great.
and just one other point, the neighborhood watch, if I'm not mistaken, was expanded, it would include other communities within the neighborhood. You know, and if for anybody that's interested, like you said, it is on the third Thursday of
Every month.
Mhm.
Here.
Right,
Right.
Yes,
yes, we're going to do it here at City Hall.
Okay.
Okay. Does any council members have any questions for him?
What are the repercussions if somebody does not show up for jury duty for something?
Well, they could end up in jail.
Because I've been here a long time and we've gotten, summons to go and I have attended and I've actually been on juries. And my wife's been, and she's actually a former grand jury one time, so I mean, we've been involved in that. But 40 years ago, when the summons went out, and I witnessed this, when Judge Key was still here, that if there was 6 people that did not have excuse for that, they sent deputy sheriff out to go get them. Now, if there's some point in time that it may just clutter everything up for a while, to make that as an example, if that is actually what can be done to make that happen, because I mean, we all are being punished by that if you.
Yes, sir. It hurts the whole community. People don't know. Because we need jurors.
Yes,
If someone does not show, then the circuit judge can issue something to direct the sheriff to go pick them up. That's,
I mean, you kind of don't want to do that, but if that's what it makes for the system to work. What do you know, I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
well, my thoughts from the DA's office. I cannot speak for the circuit judge and I cannot speak for the sheriff. We just want jurors, and I'm not trying to purposely avoid the question, Council. It's just that I can't answer that for
All of
Judge
that? I understand.
Weaver or Sheriff.
But it worked different 40 years ago and
Yes,
it's
sir.
working out. I've witnessed both of those cases.
We just want people, we want that whole courtroom full
Yeah,
whenever.
it would be full,
Yes, sir.
and even when Judge Welch was here, it'd be full.
Yes, sir.
Because that is, for some reason, over time, it's gotten, been lately, and it'd be not happening.
Yes, sir. You're not the first person that's pointed that out to me. The gentleman was like, when I was growing up, you missed jury duty. You were standing up somewhere.
I witnessed.
I witnessed it on both cases.
It was pretty ugly, about one third.
But we hope that just by getting the word out there, people will just maybe be more mindful whenever they receive something and how that's their ability to be a key component in our community.
Okay, like Navy with watch. You don't get involved, you don't have people involved, then it's not gonna work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, every time I was summoned, I attended, but for some reason, I wouldn't get chosen, maybe call them back.
And the time I got out of it, I had actually got called 2 sections in a row. And one of them I served on 2 juries during that one session, and next time there was something I had to be at, I went, Judge Key, and he said, "You're fine, this one, I know you didn't go after them, but that's the time I've had."
Oh, okay. Any other questions from Mr. Thomas?
Michael, I would just ask that, it just seems like we got a lot of people these days that don't have any respect for life, that shoot at cars, shoot at houses and are shooting in the air in neighborhoods, and anything you could do to help us curtail that and apply the maximum penalties to people involved in that, we appreciate it.
There was the bill that was passed in Iowa that will help with bail, keeping people in for more violent crimes. And hopefully whenever all that takes effect, it will keep people that shouldn't be out. It'll keep them in for a while.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will help the communities out.
Thank you.
We have any other questions from Mr. Thomas?
Just appreciate you coming.
Yeah.
Thank you, and I look forward to working with you all. And if you see me, or if you're ever in the courthouse, swing by, have a cup of coffee. We just want you guys to know we're there and we work for you. And so feel free to swing by and talk to us. If you have any concerns or anything, we're there.
We appreciate that. And I may give a call and schedule a meeting with us and, some of our law enforcement officers that have
Yes,
to
sir.
work closely with the DA.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
thanks,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay, next on the work session, we have Mr. Ken Spencer, who is Vice President of Monroeville Community Watch. Your comments, sir?
Good evening to everyone. Honorable Mayor, distinguished members of the council. Your secretary, Ms. Hunt. I'm happy to be here this evening. I'll tell you something that really elated me earlier this week, yesterday. We ordered our can deposit facility, Brother Booker, our president. We have to assemble it and find a location. And we asking the council to give us guidelines as where we can go with it and what we can do with it. I've asked several people about locating on their property. And it's my thinking that we would love to have it in a location where it's accessible, where you can come in, drop the cans and leave. This is aluminum recycling for Monroe, for our children. They are our future. We have to go back to the cradle, raise the generation that we can deal with. And all of us can attest to the fact that this evening, that our children are taking their cues from the adults. Adults are acting worse than the children, and the children just, I won't be like my dad, he cuss all the time. Okay. Now, my thing is, we're asking all hands to get on board. Now, can you see, imagine a van the size of a dog kennel, say 10 feet wide, 10 feet long, say 5 feet high, full of aluminum cans every month, and we can do it right here in Monroe. Taking this to the market, our children are gonna be blessed with this type of money coming into the community. Because I have a vision of scholarships, rewarding those that know how to act in school. And well, we're not gonna worry about the one that acting up. We're concerned the one that's acting good. Now, the one that's acting up, you won't get what the one that's acting good are getting because you don't know how to act. That's bottom line. And I tell you, I'm asking the entire city of Monroe to get on board this recycling drive for the benefit of our children, red, yellow, black, and white. They all precious in God's sight. I love the little rascals myself when they know how to behave. But one of the rascals, my goodness, they terrible now. And the grown folks are acting worse than the children. I'm not gonna prolong the time, but I appreciate you coming before the council, and I would like to know what you feel about where we can go, and if there are any ordinances as to what we can do. This is my question.
Yes, I think the first question would be, do you have a proposed location where you would like to locate?
Well, I had talked to several guys, but at this time, I'm not at liberty to say where because we haven't met on it yet.
Yes.
Okay, the last meeting was to secure the band for deposit.
Yes, but in terms of are you requesting, are you proposing a location on city property? I guess that's the
Well, if it's possible for us to get this, and you know, like I said, I talked to a young man about locating on this property, but I didn't have the dimensions of what I was proposing. Now we're going to construct this thing and have pictures of it, and that way we will be able to show what we're doing or trying to do.
Yes.
Did he talk to you about?
One of the other things, Mr. Spencer, that we are experiencing, at some of our city dumpsters. We have people, they're dumping a lot more stuff in there other than what's supposed to go in there. And is your unit designed to where it eliminates that, that you can only put cans in and stuff like that, not household garbage, because when you're dealing with the, in some instances, you got some people that's what they will do.
Yeah, that's good, thank you.
Well, this is what we were looking for, having a lighted area where cameras were available. And I don't know, but a couple of businesses in town that have surveillance. And I haven't approached any of those because we haven't met on it as a body to talk to the people that are in charge of the properties.
We have any questions from council?
I think Piggly Wiggly, you might be able to use that location. Have you talked to anybody at Piggly Wiggly?
No, I haven't.
I think you would.
Well, like I say, I haven't addressed that with too many people. Because the body hasn't come together to say what we want to do.
Yes. I think one of the things that, if it is on, you talk about locating on city property. And I don't know how community watch would be defined. I don't know if this would be defined as more of a private entity or public entity. So I think there's something that we would have to check into to see if we can, if there's some type of agreement that we would have to consult with our attorney to draw up to enable this to happen. But if you and the group as a whole determine a possible location and can provide that to us, then we can do the other research on it to find out how to make it happen.
Fair enough.
All right.
Thank you for your time. If you may yield to the president. I didn't know he was coming, so I got on the agenda this evening. Mr. President, we have anything to? No. Okay. Well, it has been a pleasure and always to see my people. And be like, I don't care what you see. I tell them all the time. I love you, man. Nothing you do about it.
Thank you, sir.
You all have a good evening. We're out of here. We got other things to do right now.
That's right.
And I appreciate you for your time.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Next on the agenda, Mr. Freddie Howard, concerning Martin Luther King Day Parade. I'm sorry.
How y'all doing? We've been absent for a while. Take it over. So, this year, 2023, we're going to get back into the activity of the King Parade. We're going to be focused on voting 2024. We hope that will be the just of the parade. We got activities planned afterward at a location that haven't been confirmed yet. But we're going to start at the old Banner Fair House location. Stage it right there. Come up the street, go around the square. It'll be short and sweet and back there and be band. Probably a duration of maybe 45 to 50 minutes, may not be that long. But we're going to start around 10 o'clock in the morning. And the other activities that take place thereafter at the location that the other is going to. That will be just covered.
Yes, sir. What's that date?
January 16th. January 16th. 10 a.m. We may move that up because we believe since the route is so short, gotta give it back to our location there that we want to do speaking in the rain at 12 noon. We may adjust to that, but. Anyway, continue that pocket. I saw that they,
Maybe all you need is from the council is authorization for the rate. And I don't know, have y'all checked with made mention to the police department on their schedule? If you do that, come up at the next council meeting, then we'll come back and, we'll give a motion to approve the parade route.
Mr. Howard, the last 2 years, I think we had to pay like $5 in order to participate. Do we have to pay the $5 this time to participate in the parade?
do we have to do what now?
Pay the $5,
Pay what?
$5 to participate in the parade.
We did put a fee on that, but we would probably go up a little bit.
So you're gonna charge this time in order to participate?
Uh,
Are you gonna charge this time to participate in the parade?
yeah, just
How much?
in case of, cost for something, I don't know, but
How much?
maybe $10 or $12, not much, but just something to say, you don't, man, or don't do anything.
I just didn't have my $5 the last time we participated. That's why I want to know.
We are expecting, someone from possibly out of state. And saying that we be part of the program, so we wouldn't expect the person to do it because whoever comes to do that part. But it's a two-phase thing, so we still got time. Make that we got. We'll get back on the next council meeting of the year.
December,
The 20th,
yeah, December 20th,
That's on the point.
right. Be about a month now. Like that.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. Any more questions, Mr. Howard? Okay. There being none, there. Items here on the work session I wanted to go through and discuss. And one was resolution 2022-12-001. That's the annexation of property. And this is down at the intersection of 84 and 21 next to Circle K. And just tell me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, we were preparing to discuss the annexation of the property located by Circle K at 84 and 21. To be annexed into the city limits. And the only question that came up, I think, had to do with watershed. And I don't know if we have any site plans or studies or anything like that at this point that addresses it, but you and Michael both went down and looked at the property. And so it's not a question of it. I think where the building location is the runoff from it. Can y'all address that?
Well, I got with Jeff Griffin, they hadn't been too long, went down there and cleaned the ditches and all that. And the water's flowing, pretty good, but now if we get a real heavy rain, it can back up. And my concern is, once they build a building and to put pavement out there, it's gonna be more runoff. So, even for annex, it's got to go before the building, committee. So I think if we could put some kind of stipulation in there that he has to do a rain study and show how much water is gonna be going out to the road after he does the building, and that way, and Jeff, he was gonna get back with me today, but he got tied up on something else. Because if it's too much, if it's gonna throw way more water out there to the road in the ditches, because it's gonna affect the people downstream.
So the ditches, beside Mitchell Road and the front of the property on, 84 are the high points. And, everything slopes to the back of the property and goes out onto the lot behind it. And they have a ditch back there that catches most of that water, but it gets pretty flat. So, and that requirement, the way the state looks at it is if you increase the water flow or alter the runoff, then you need to, you're liable for it. We will require him to have a hard paved parking lot that will increase the runoff somewhere. So, a hydrology study for that runoff and a retention pond to stop it from going on to the adjacent property at one time is pretty much in order.
So,
May I address it? Tim talked to me a little bit about it last night. So I talked to Rocky about it. And he has a licensed engineer working with him. They already have DOT permitted for it. He said he wasn't aware that the city had any different ordinances, but they've already met all the state ordinances for the property. And I did ask him to bring site plans. I asked him to email them and I didn't get them today, but he does have all of that already.
so,
And it has DOT permit.
right, so when we pass, if we pass annexation, then it's up to the building commission at that point, planning commission, to look at the plans and confirm that, yes, these meet the requirements.
Yeah, we don't have in our zoning ordinances exactly that, but we've just gone through it with what we've gone through with the industrial park and the apartment complex. We don't want to have to go through again. And we don't need to be liable for water that gets dumped on the property behind it. Does that make sense? That's my concern. Because the property behind it is the lowest parcel.
Does he have enough, is he gonna have enough acreage to build a retention?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it didn't have, it's not like it wouldn't be a huge one. And I don't design them. All I know is we can't dump that water on the hotel.
Correct. I agree.
What we can't, if we require the parking lot, we can't let it go that fast back that way. Because it's not gonna drain fast off of their property.
Yeah.
But what we looked at yesterday, there's even wet spots from the last rain, so it's already an issue for them. But if we cause him to contribute to it, we just, if he's already got the calculations and he already has it worked out with DOT, the ditch in the front of the building on 84 is the highest ditch. Yes. And he would have to run down 84 under Mitchell Road that way to the west to drain. And if DOT signs off on it, that's great. But we've had problems with DOT in town, so we just want it all worked out.
There were some questions and they've already responded to those. And when I understand it, he already had some.
Oh, stops here, it doesn't stop.
Right,
With them.
right.
We're the
He's
ones-
working with Shane Taylor, an engineer, the know him. I talked, Rocky got him on the phone as well. And, so I talked to him. He couldn't be here tonight. The engineer was gonna come tonight to address any concerns about it. But he already had a commitment, could not be here in time. So, but didn't expect, he said there's no issues.
Well, now on them site plans, does it show draining the water back on the state right away or draining it back towards the motel?
I don't,
Property
I
policy.
don't know that. I haven't seen them yet.
That's one thing, when the state looked at those plans, if they don't see no excess water coming to their right of way, they're not gonna worry about it. And even if it goes back on a motel property, it's gonna go out on the county right of way.
So Jeff did say the county ditch is good when it gets there, but it's gotta cross the other property before it gets there.
The guy's trying to keep that pond field in front of his trailer. He
Well, there's a big hump between here and there. I mean, you know, all the road. And it goes up pretty high. We walked all around there to see if there was any
And
other.
all that water runs back behind, Monroeville Sports, wherever it is back there,
Right,
so that's all wet right
and then
now.
it crosses there by the airport.
All right, so
The property could still be annexed in and then the planning commission address it, right? And
It could be, and we have some verbiage that it just needs to show that if a hydrology study of the water running that direction says that we need to have a retention pond, then.
yeah, I think the recommended verbiage would be, you know, if we approve this annexation, number one, it has to have approval by the Monroe Planning Commission. Two, it conforms to Alabama state laws regarding water runoff. And three, a hydrology report of stormwater runoff caused by paving and roof drainage be submitted before the building permit is issued. And that if such report indicates a detention pond is required, the detention pond shall be built as part of a comprehensive site plan. All right, do we have any more questions for Tim regarding this annexation? Or do we have any for Mike? Okay. So if the council moves forward with the annexation, we can include these stipulations into the resolution. And that would require it to take place before he can get a building permit to do anything with it. Okay. There being no more discussion, we'll move forward to resolution number 2022-12-002. This is the ALDOT Local Road Safety Initiative Program, Veterans Avenue and Ivy Street. And pretty much all this is that we have to provide a resolution to ALDOT, saying that we approve of this plan and the grant, and that should suffice to go ahead and take care of that. Next item on the agenda was that we've had some CDs that came up for renewal at Trustmark Bank. And I understand that we have 10 days from maturity date to make a decision as to whether to leave them in place or if we should be seeking a better interest rate. So I think Ms. Hunt, you have discussed this with Trustmark, and if you would.
They are, Trustmark said that they will only be renewing at a 0.04, which is already what we're at. So I did talk to Cadence and they said they could do it for 2.5% for 12 months and 1.75% for 24 months. United said they would do it for 2% at 23 months.
So the people's exchange.
I didn't share it with people.
So
I didn't share it with people.
I think that
Cadence was 2.5 for 12 months and 1.75 for 24 months.
That's a lot more than zero, whatever.
people exchange and things.
All being you no longer associated with that operation, is there a reason why they wouldn't? I didn't know of.
I didn't.
Okay, we've got some CDs that are up for renewal, and they're with Trustmark. the rates they quoted to her is substantially less than Cadence or United.
Cadence and United.
Yeah, so I said, is there some reason why that you would know of? I know you're not. You would be able to give us anything official that, but you would wonder why they would not be any more interested in being more aggressive in that. They're talking about a 1.5% difference on
How much?
over 100,000, I think almost two.
You know, other than I would just say it's rates from matter of demand.
So for 400,000,
Well, the two of them.
two of them, yeah.
So I don't know, I mean, I can't,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know if there was something that just off your hat that you would say, we didn't ask them the right question, or either, there's some other.
And I would just say, make sure that they realize it's public funds, which is, you have to pledge. I mean, you have to pledge the security, FDIC, if anything on the FDIC, so that costs money. So, I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't know that, but that does.
I felt Cadence and United.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on a answer back from Regions. If you want me to, people's own.
And the trust marks where we're shopping around, right?
So as it stands right now, I think they said they reached maturity date, and they said that we had 10 days as to whether or not to accept that, so. I'm not proclaiming to be a financial expert, so 10 days is up, man, is it tomorrow,
It
Thursday?
should have it's the date at the top of the CD. I think one of them was December 10th on there. And that would be the one that we need to make a decision right now.
I'd be in favor of whatever, I wouldn't go more than 12 months, especially the fact that the 24 was lower, and now situation thing maybe going up. Been going up that much. That was all I recommend. But whoever would be the highest, they meet all the requirements, go with them.
On the one, 203,000, it's, grace period ending December 8th. The other one is, December 11th, the 273,000, so.
So you have to make a decision today.
Yeah.
But you're gonna call a
That's
special
big.
call meeting.
I tell you how I feel.
That much room.
I will need,
Couple $1,000, couple $1,000.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll entertain a motion at that point. The next item on is Lindsay Reed's vacation time, and somehow, we have not paid his beneficiary or the family for their vacation time. And we just need to go ahead and do a resolution to authorize that payment.
Well, a motion.
Yeah, motion, okay. All right, next item is for discussion is easement requested by Alabama Power. And Mike, you and Tim.
Yeah, all that, they're wanting to cross the parking lot over Eddie's property, or put the new parking lot right there beside 100 Run.
Okay.
They're gonna do away with the overhead line, bore line under.
Yeah, they're going, I see, already done.
Well, no, that was something else, that was, Hammer done that. But now Alabama Power hadn't, so they're gonna come straight under the parking lot. Hammer, they stayed over on Jones's property.
Yeah, they set a pole, I went past that pole over there and they drink there, and I thought they were bringing power in underground.
I just need a motion to approve that easement. Yeah, we move forward with that. Next item would be renewal of the contract with Mobile Asphalt.
Yeah.
Michael, you want to address that?
Mobile Asphalt said they're willing to renew the contract for another year, and, it's the same prices, but you know, the index is in there, the fuel index. That's the way all of the contracts are bid out, and right now with the fuel index, it's up about $4 a ton. But, they're willing to go ahead and renew it, and I think we owe it.
Okay. So we just need a motion for that. Need to advise the council of resignation of John Green of the Monroe Police Department. And, motion to authorize posting to hire a replacement. Okay. One of the other items on here in which I've had question about and just found out about is that, back in September, we did a motion to allow the Y to do some things at Colonial Park and also at Veterans Park. But somehow, we approved for them to purchase playground equipment. I think it was like $7,500 and some dollars. Well, the Y didn't proceed with the purchase. And so they got another quote and they sent it back. And that quote is 8,000. Right there. I know it was $8,400 and some change. It's about $900 increase. And I think what the, yeah, here it is right here. No, more than that. The total price to include freight was $8,823.90. We have approved that purchase to be made out of ARP funds. Why it didn't get done, I don't know, but anyway, it didn't get done, so this is the updated. It's probably at least about $1,200 more. If we want to proceed with this, the only thing I could suggest is that we do a motion to approve further expenditure out of ARP funds to cover this expense. And once I get the motion, I'll submit it up to Mr. Scott and make sure we get the proper documentation in place for it.
And the playground is shut down right now, right? Or certain
Right.
pieces of
We'll see,
equipment.
back in September,
Mhm.
we approved the purchase.
Right.
And so for the other reason it came up, it didn't quite happen. But anyway. The other item I have on here is we got another air conditioning unit at the community house for sale. I got,
We gotta be getting close to all of them fixed.
After this one, there. After this one. Oh, but now the new one's down right now, they had to order a part for it, but it's something more.
right, and I got a quote here from Austin. And it's a train unit, just like what we already got, and that quotes to $15,000. I know we did not budget for it when we passed the budget, but we had no idea that it was.
Why didn't you ask for this?
I didn't know it was gonna tear it up. It done the same thing the other one did.
So, any recommendations, how we want to address this? Got any funding sources? Mr.? We have a contingency fund up.
Yes. You want to take it from there? You don't want to take it?
Y'all want to use contingency fund? We have it. It's set aside for, that's the reason I try to put it there. We never know what's gonna happen. All right. Okay. I think the other thing that's going to be coming up is we do have the Mobile Symphony Orchestra coming up. And what we are going through to try and do is for the sponsors to have a reception available for the council members to attend to show our appreciation to them. And the funding would come from the donors, and we would, do as has been done, basically write a check through EBA and let them pass through the money and pay for the reception. So I need a motion to do that. And I think it was what, 2,500? So we have the monies and donations and everything that have come in to do that. All right. That's pretty much everything I've got. Councilman Bruton, you have?
Yes.
Okay. Councilman McDaniel?
Yeah, the RSVP dinner is tomorrow. And it's like at 11:30 drive through at the community house. So Dana told me to just mention that today.
Okay. All right. Councilman Tom? Councilman Hack? Councilman Paul?
When are they gonna pay the park, the road and park lot and everything, or they're gonna do it?
Hopefully it won't be too much long.
It is looking a lot better. You seen what they wall?
We're just trying to get through with all that rocking and stuff. That way, if they tell us anything, they have to keep the money, but. Like tiring up over there. Yeah, Marcus on that project.
Billy Wayne, did you know anything about the baby falling out of the car?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, it was a guy that carried the baby to the fire department. And it was, I think, Wednesday before Thanksgiving. But anyway, the baby fell out of the car. And I think the guy that just got Melissa's husband talked to him about it. The baby fell out of the car here by Lee Motor. And I think she was still, going on. But this other man saw it and he stopped her. But he was the one that told her to go to the fire department.
Okay, that's what then. And I was there at least before Thanksgiving.
So what?
I said I was there at least before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
With all
but
anybody coming back.
Melissa's husband should know more about it.
All right, Michael, anything? Steve Black?
Yes, sir. I mentioned to the mayor yesterday morning, I showed y'all a picture a couple of weeks ago about Station 2 dumpster. And my guys are tired of cleaning up every week. Can we relocate it or remove it, at least to somewhere that's monitored, so people just quit dumping all over the parking lot?
Well, until you mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, I was gonna suggest we get a bigger one, but I don't guess that would work either.
The only thoughts I have is that type of dumpster is not very good for people putting stuff in it. You have one that opens up over the top, they seem to service them better, but that's still no guarantee it's gonna stop. I'm with Larry, we need something somewhere, but that is ridiculous, because I drive by it.
It is. I
And
said,
I think if it was somewhere that people were, that it wouldn't get abused.
But I mean, if we put it behind over here, is that gonna create a problem here or not?
I don't know, but it would be somebody there to at
Yeah.
least.
And I think if wherever we put one that opens up on the top, not the side door. But yeah, I agree with you.
it's amazing.
It's besides even the point of having to pick it up, it's just the eyesore of it is the whole situation.
And they had to pick up a bag that was torn up, I guess, I don't know, if birds got in it or dog, whatever, but it was nasty baby diapers and all this type of stuff. And then Michael guys, they've had to come by and get pieces of furniture that's left out there and everything else.
Well, would y'all just like for us to contact, who is it, Republic?
Yeah.
And check with them about relocating the thing with larger dumpster?
Well, the larger is not gonna help. The access to put it in there.
Relocated.
The one with the top, like, I guess those over at the community house like that, aren't they now?
Yeah.
One with the.
Yeah. That's stuff like that. If you had to throw it in those slide door ones, in the community house, they wouldn't get everything in there. And then even though you pay for a cubic feet, you don't ever fill the top up. We went away from the heritage for that very reason. Our old folks telling them there and showing them what to do did not. We went to 2 quit cops and we've had a lot better
Okay.
service out of that.
So we can get another, I think it's flip top behind it, we get another flip top, and put it back behind the, fire station one and have that one removed from fire station two, is that what we're saying?
I think that's probably what we need to try.
Well, I mean, nobody jumped up and down any higher or harder than I did to have it done. But, you know, I agree with Billy one, you know, we just, I mean, people just aren't being responsible, and what else do you do?
All right, we take care of that. Okay, Chief Hanshaw? Okay. Ms. Brooks?
Just a reminder that the Monroeville Symphony Orchestra is this Friday, doors open 6:30. And concert starts at 7:30. And there was a email in your sent to you all this afternoon for this morning.
All right, Ms. Hunt? Okay, Ms. Smith? Okay, all right, well. That case is scared of all that, and we got a public hearing, we're running a little behind, and we'll try to catch it up. Okay, I know Councilman Ruffin, he's not able to be here, he was in Montgomery. Dr. Broughton was supposed to be here at, to do the invocation. And I don't know, Councilman, I told him 4:50. I don't know if he got tied up or what. But anyway,
He probably forgot it.
I don't know. Anyway, we'll go ahead, we'll move forward and call the public hearing to order. Councilman Brew, you may lead us in prayer for the spot.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this day we've had today. We thank you for this city and ask your blessings upon it. We ask you to help us find prosperity in the ways you would have us to find it. We thank you for Christmas and for sending us your son to save us. And bless this meeting now and give us wisdom as we proceed. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, the purpose for this public hearing is to discuss annexation of a property located in the section of Alabama 24 and Alabama 21 and US 84 adjacent to Circle K. Do we have anyone for any public comment? Okay, there being no public comment, the next item would be to approve or deny the request. If the council so chooses to approve the request, I would suggest that the following stipulations be included in their approval. One would be that the annexation would be approved by the Monroeville Planning Commission, that the builder conform to Alabama state laws regarding water and runoff. And number three, a hydrology report of storm runoff caused by paving and roof drainage to be submitted before a building permit is issued. And if such report indicates a detention pond is required, a detention pond shall be built as part of the comprehensive plan. Do I have any other comments or questions? Do I have a motion to approve the request with the three attached stipulations?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay, any discussion? There being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, there being no further business for the public hearing, I would entertain a motion to at the public hearing.
Make a motion, we adjourn the public meeting of the number two.
Do I have a second? Okay, any discussion? Being none, all in favor? Right, thank you. Okay. No. Got wait 3 minutes.
Monroeville.
Work, we move back up to the side of your opinion.
Yeah.
Outside.
Put it right in, right driveway. I just let them go over there, we're gonna pick it up later.
Doing that, and we found something else.
The dinner gonna be a Christmas dinner. I don't think I said that. Did I say the Christmas dinner tomorrow? I just said the dinner. It's the Christmas dinner at the RSVP.
Okay. All right,
Excuse me, I was just gonna go ahead and tell you that Rocky's here now, and he does have the hydrology study with him now.
well, yeah, when we but we approved it with, stipulation that the hydrology study be provided to us. So, I think we're in good shape. Okay. All right, time now being 5 p.m., I'd like to call the regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Monroeville to order. Beginning with item 1, this is the approval of the minutes for the work session that's held on November 15th, 2022 at 3:45 p.m. as well as the regular meeting is held on November 15th, 2022 at 5 p.m. Do I have a motion approving the minutes for those 2 meetings?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Okay, and discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay, next item is items for action. Number 1 is resolution 2022-12-001. And this is the annexation of the property that we just discussed in the public hearing. Correct, Ms. Hunt?
Yes, sir.
And so we just need a motion to approve that annexation.
Second motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
I second it.
Any discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay. Next item on the agenda is resolution 2022-12-002. It's Alabama Department of Transportation Local Road Safety Initiative Program Project. And this is for Veterans Avenue and Ivy Street, which is the installation of guardrails. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the Martin Luther King Parade to be held on January 16th, 2023. I think Mr. Howard presented concerning that, and the only other thing we need for him to coordinate with the police department. So do I have a motion approving the Martin Luther King Parade to be held on January 16th, 2023?
I so moved.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay. The next item, item D, is approval to renew the certificates of deposit. I think there are 2 that are coming due. Do I have a motion to renew the certificates of deposit? I'll address the other part of discussion. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion that we renew with the mayor making a decision on which local bank has the best rate. in term.
Back to, and I add to it, back to being 12 months is all we need to get to.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion?
And the only other thing is make sure all 4 banks have an opportunity to make out offer we've not discussed. We haven't got anything back from region. And if they don't in that time frame, you gotta do something by Thursday. Then if regions and the People's Exchange Bank did not make comment, at least, like, let them not have the opportunity to say, well, you didn't ask it. So that would be the only other thing. You call, that's right. Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay. All right. So, based on discussion and authority for us to check on the renewal rates and what we receive by Thursday, do I have a motion to approve the renewal of the CDs with the attached notes? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay, okay. There's matters to be presented by the mayor.
We're not.
Oh,
We're
no,
not.
right. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the Alabama Power easement. Do I have a motion to approve the Alabama Power easement?
That's not it.
Item B.
Oh,
Read.
right, okay. I guess I need my glasses on. Approval of Lindsay Reed's vacation time to be paid to beneficiaries. Do I have a motion to approve Lindsay Reed's vacation time?
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And discussion? Okay, there being none, all in favor? Okay. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the Alabama Power
Mayor.
easement.
She just let me know that there wasn't any beneficiary, that I have to go to the state. Can
Have to
y'all
go to
amend
the
the
state.
motion?
It's our leave, so there's no paperwork that assigns the beneficiary with our employer.
Okay,
He does with that, retirement. Yes, life insurance, yes, but this, there
To
is
go to the
nothing
state.
in writing.
do we need to amend the motion?
Yes.
Okay, do I have a motion to amend the motion to designate the vacation leave for Nancy Reed to go to the Reed estate?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second? Any further discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay. Now, the next item is to approve of the Alabama Power easement. Do I have a motion to approve the Alabama Power easement?
Make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay, next item is the approval of the renewal of the contract with Mobile Asphalt. Do I have a motion to approve, to renew the contract with Mobile Asphalt at the stated rates?
Absolutely.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the resignation of John Green with Monroeville Police Department. Do I have a motion to approve the resignation of Mr. John Green?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve to advertise for police officer position with Monroe Police Department?
Absolutely.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, all in favor? There's a few things on here that I need to address. One is what we discussed in the worst section, and that was about playground equipment purchase. We passed a motion in September to purchase this equipment utilizing ARP funds. I think it was a little over $7,500. And it didn't happen at that time, so the price of it has increased to $8,823.90. So do I have a motion to utilize American Rescue Plan funds is where the initial purchase is being paid for from to purchase this playground equipment?
Absolutely.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, and discussion. Okay, there being none, all in favor? Okay. The next item I have is concerning the replacement of the air conditioning unit at the community house. I have a quote from Washington Heating and Air Conditioning. I think the quoted price was $15,000. And to be paid from our existing contingency fund. Do I have a motion to approve the purchase of a new air conditioning unit at community house for the price of $15,000 by Washington Heating and Cooling?
So moved.
Okay, and discussion.
Did we
Second.
get that out?
Did we get it out?
Off that bid, the $15,000.
Well, I'm thinking, since we down to one unit. Because they trying to get the other one and get it installed. And then they don't know when they're gonna get the part for the other, the new one. But I think we could probably do it under emergency purchase.
Just asking.
Because we ain't got number at one unit and right now. That whole bit. Gonna be in the 80s tomorrow.
Okay,
The only,
What's the total price?
15.
Even
Magic number.
15,000 is the
Yeah.
price on
Yeah.
the unit. You think you can we negotiate it? Legal or should we bid it?
Now, you can negotiate any kind of contract fee.
But 15, wait.
Yeah, that's cut off on.
Well, anything, the way the law reads, anything over 15,000.
1501.
Oh, yeah, that's all right.
Anything over 15,000. That's what it's read.
I wonder if he's got, does he have a union stuff?
No, sir, he's gonna have to order it.
I think that's pretty close to what the price of the last one we bought was.
It was just under 15.
Yeah. So it looks like we just had the increase. Yeah. All right, well, any other discussion?
Do we get a second?
I second it.
Any other discussion? If not, all in favor? All right, I think the last item that I had on was the, transfer the funds through the EDA for the, payment for the reception of Mobile Symphony office. So do I have a motion to approve the transfer of the funds for the payment?
Mayor, I don't think you can make it in the motion where it's to pay the fee. It could be for advertising or something, but if you put it in the motion, won't that be a problem? It's being for food or reception. If you put it in the motion, it's the same as the fee paying.
Okay,
See what I'm saying? I'm saying, I just think it probably need to just transfer the money to, or community development or community.
all we need is motion to just transfer the funds.
For community development. Or economic development.
Okay. All right, we put it like that because that's one of the reasons we got a company to come in here because of the things we did on Christmas.
Oh, I'm not against it.
Yeah,
at
I
all.
understand. I'm just saying, right. So we transfer, we need a motion, just transfer the funds to EDA for community development.
Make a motion.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I second.
Any further discussion? There being none, all in favor? Okay, all right. Councilman Pope?
We're asking Michael, so we're gonna get it asked for next week, so you got it.
Councilman Allen? Councilman Collins?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Michael?
No.
All right, Chief Black?
That's a nice, I don't need to mention that garbage stuff.
Yeah, I think we can take care of that. Okay, all right, Chief Armstrong? Okay, Ms. Bruton?
Again, remember the Mobile Symphony Orchestra, it's in the thematic Christmas event, and we're looking for put doors open at 6:30.
Okay. Ms. Hunt?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Smith? Okay, I see Dr. Broad is here. Would you do this to honor of closing us out with, let me get this. Yes.
I'm gonna recognize you, did.
I thought that the community watch was supposed to be on the agenda for getting some information on the van.
Yes, sir. They came in and brought it up during the work session. And the discussion on it was a proposed site. Because if it is a city site, city property, then we would end up having to have some discussion with our attorney to see if we can do it, and if we do, what type of memorandum of agreement or understanding or whatever would be required.
Okay.
And so he's going to come back with us with his proposed site.
Okay, so I guess what I'm hearing is that if it's on city property, then you all are not clear whether you can do it or not do it. But if it's on private property, it's that it can.
If it's on private property, that's a whole different ballgame. But if we started putting it on city-owned property.
Right,
He did not come to us with any proposal.
okay,
He said he was looking into that. But he, he may have secured, may secure a private property location and may come back and ask us for it, okay? But he had no proposal.
okay, say, let's, just hit the city for a minute. Let's just say, is it, I guess that what I want to, is that possible to put it on private property for that? That wouldn't be against $100, and I guess that's.
Not that I know of, is for a charitable purpose. And, it's not a business, so
Right,
he wouldn't be requiring a business
He
license.
didn't have any complaints to the neighbors or anything like that.
right.
And we know in past experience, unfortunately, on those type of things, cans are not the only thing to put in there. Some minor thing of that, I was looking at that also.
Okay, yeah, well, I guess I was more interested in knowing that, if the city had a problem with us doing something new, and I wanted to be follow regulation, if it put on private property, it can be done, but obviously we would have to monitor and make sure that it's, decent and smart.
Yes, sir.
Idea behind it's very good. It's not a
Yeah.
problem with that, but like we need to do some more research before they kill this and.
Okay.
All right.
I just didn't want to move forward with it and it couldn't be done. That's, as long as it's private property.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
but obviously, if they would like to put it on city property, y'all have to see what the ordinance is and it be done.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I would entertain a motion to, I know I'm gonna get there. But I would entertain a motion to, close the regular business meeting of the City of Monroeville City Council, after which we will have benediction by Dr. Crowe.
Make a motion, we adjourn this meeting and roll to the.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? And benediction, please.
meeting. Thank you for the day. Thank you for this session. Everyone of our faith and Lord, pray that we take good care of this, our city, and all people that help protect it. We continue to have all this in the Son, Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Man, thank you so much.
Yeah, well, you're doing so fast. You know that.
Yeah.
You don't.
They approved, that city, $1 million.
They pay somebody.
I found that.
We were.
Well, thank you.
That's the only one.
I don't know.
That's the money.
Say something.
How you doing, man?
What's up? That's the money.
All right.
Yeah.
Come on, your joint. Hey, Brooke.
Good, good to see you.
No, ain't right.
You always do it like that.
You know what I mean?
I'm the best in you guys.
Yeah, you're trying to do it like you did.
TV system.
What'd you do? Just make like most close.
You know, smart TV? Well, that's why I'm trying to find out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's the district 5 that I can't get to and see. These people, they see
Yeah, you're right.
Appreciate you. Don't think we already have you. Okay.
Yeah.
They say.
I had these 5, and all I had to do was put my passport in, but now, when I get District 5 on my laptop, and I show that I don't have my, miss